then let's see, another question. Can you tell us how you test ideas when you don't have that many users?
Sure. So I guess I have a question there. So is it that you don't have potential users
Yeah.
for your product? So like you have a very niche product, and it's hard to find people of the proper demographic to test with? Or are you evolving an existing product that has a small user base?
I think if Ramya is still there, you can answer that in the chat, and then you can address it from the way he means. A new product, we haven't onboarded anyone.
Okay, so new product, small audience.
Yeah.
And has it been tricky to find people of the right demographic or background?
Ramya will come back with that. Yes. Okay.
That definitely can be a challenge.
Yeah. How do you approach that one?
Well, there are. I mean, that's a question around how do you source people to test with,
Especially during discovery phase.
I would love to hear more about what this new product is, if you can share. I'm very curious.
Or at least what type or what
Yeah, or the
vertical
audience.
sector or the audience or something. So if Ramya can come back on that, that'd be good. Got it. Did you see what Ramya came back? A meeting planner tool targeting enterprise clients. Meeting planner tool.
So yeah, okay, got it. So I imagine like those enterprise clients aren't people that you can talk to, but meeting planning is probably something that, you know, a lot of people can imagine themselves in the circumstances of, and a lot of good prototyping is doing that, is putting someone into an imagined circumstance to test something at like a low fidelity. So I mean, often when I'm trying to, if I was trying to test something like meeting planner, I might not be able to test with like the exact enterprise clients who would buy the software, but maybe like the actual users who would use the product, maybe not. But if that were the case, and I couldn't even test with people who would be considering using the product, just everyday people. I would try to put them in a situation or as part of the prototype process where they would find themselves encountering the problem that the product attempts to solve. So let's say, for example, I have a product that delivers coffee to someone, and I want to test with people, and I can't find anyone that drinks coffee to test with. So, you know, I'll go to someone and I'll say, imagine now that you're really tired. And, you know, there is this drink that's going to wake you up. And that's what you're trying to get using this product. And it's sort of trying to like lay the groundwork for what might that experience be like, and then delivering the prototype. And my prototypes in those contexts are hilariously low fidelity sometimes, but still really helpful. Scribbles on index cards to imitate screens, and honestly, just being able to put them in front of them and have that back and forth.
Very cool. When you said coffee, actually, it triggered me picking up my coffee cup. You stimulated my desire for coffee by saying it. You know, there was I was involved in a couple of crazy ad ventures or ventures back in the Valley when I was there. One of them was a company called Convene, and it was a software program that was designed for how do you organize your meetings, because some people were having face-to-face meetings, other people were having video conference meetings, and this was early days of those things. Other people were having audio conference meetings. How do you invite 10 people to an audio conference meeting? There were all those kinds of things, and you know, that kind of scheduling, you know, in the early days of computers, really, you know, there was no meeting planning tool for that, you know, within an organization or externally as well. So yeah, I think there's probably, you know, nowadays, you know, people use iCal or whatever it is attached to an Office package to try and do your scheduling. I mean, how do you deal with it, James? You're not on email, really. Are you on Slack or?
I mean, so Facebook has its own, you know,
okay.
has built its own suite of products for these things, which work pretty well. They also have externalized a fair amount of those products in the form of Workplace, which is an enterprise solution that's very similar to a Slack competitor. It's basically like a company can buy an instance of Facebook and spin it up, but it's instead of a bunch of friends, it's just all the employees of the company, and it's tailored to that. It's really a really powerful piece of software.
Really, that's pretty cool. So, because a lot of people are using Microsoft Teams, and I think that has a lot of issues, quite frankly, when you're running a computer with Crowdcast, Facebook, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, Skype, Zoom. It crashes a lot. It doesn't like competitive platforms. I think it. So it is sort of interesting. But I think we're all becoming sort of verticalized or niched, into the group of people that we work with, and we want to have high tech, high touch experiences. The high tech being amplified by being able to communicate and coordinate schedules and timing and project management and all of that stuff. So I think that's definitely something that seems to be part of our future that is not going to go away. Hopefully, we'll all make time for the personal things and personal time for well-being outside of being on a screen.
I'm just hoping that we can get some AR glasses soon, so I can go for a walk in the park while I'm taking meetings.
Well, if you turn your video off on Zoom, you could be doing that, right?
And I've done it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I noted the other day that Amazon is selling virtual vacations to people who have Oculus Rift.
What a world.
Yeah, you should check it out. I haven't seen what the first ones are, but this idea of you can pretend go somewhere for in an hour that you might go for the weekend.
Yeah, there was a guy who was going around in the Bay Area. He had like a van or trailer. He's going around to like I think basically hospice or just like sort of old folks homes, and basically with Oculus and like
Oh, really? Wow.
and like putting them on giving them like a virtual beach experience where you'd like put them in like a heated room and put like a bucket of sand by their feet so they could dip their toes
Right.
in sand and like be sitting in an Oculus at the beach. Um, when a vacation isn't possible, if you can bring it to you, bringing the
Yeah.
vacation to them is really interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I like the idea of a simulated vacation.
Can't really go in a virtual ocean though.
No, can't do that.